Hello there. So, again, sorry about the OBS software pop in. Yeah, I'm still really bad with editing, I guess. Not my forte per se. But yeah, so this right here is one of, okay, so if the ACM Space Invaders project was my first official coding project on like an actual like software, like Python, this was actually my first Arduino slash circuitry project that I've ever done. This right here was, I'm trying to remember. I'm pretty sure I did this in my last year in high school. Last year, or maybe it was the end of my junior year. I can't remember. But essentially, I basically took a little college class. I'm trying to remember what it was called. I think it was like Intro to Electronics or Intro to Robotics. I forgot. It was a long time ago, honestly. And essentially, they taught us how to use an Arduino, and that's actually where I kind of learned about tinkercad, how to use, the Arduino IDE software, yada yada yada. This was, oh man, I was really happy with this. This was, again, one of my first projects. I purely used the manual, the Arduino, I guess like starters manual that was always included in the box. That Arduino usually like I guess like advertises. If anybody knows what I'm talking about, but essentially, for this project right here. What I basically had to do was, well, in the end, it was basically just like, oh, make something using your Arduino skills that you learned. And I really was interested in like building a RC car, just out of scratch. Now obviously, this is just a circuitry side. I was thinking maybe like get some cardboard, maybe like put some stuff, attaching everything right here. Maybe like get like a plastic wheel or something, attaching to the motors, yada yada yada. So essentially, this design was mostly based on a, I'm trying to remember what the mechanism's called. I think it's just tank like a tank system, I guess. I don't know. So essentially, the idea is that you just need two motors. One motor can basically just control like where if you're going like either left or right, just like having one on and the other one off. That's basically how this kind of works. So again, just if you guys saw the final speed and voltage reader, I guess project video thing. Essentially, just using tinkercad, doing the simulation stuff. Sadly, I guess like for the actual like, I try to build this like in real life, and I gotta say, going back from there, from like 20, yeah, I guess like 2018 or 2019, whatever, whenever I made this thing, um, to like right now in 2024. Holy damn, I just see like a lot of things I could have done way better, just a lot more improvements. Now realistically, I don't think I need like, let me see, I got like four 9-volt batteries, which was like, also like another issue that I kind of saw when I was trying to build this thing. Honestly, I feel like maybe I could just done this with like maybe one, two, yeah, honestly. But yeah, I was just powering everything with just a 9-volt battery, which was like, oh my god. And a little funny. So let me just start this off, just to like show you how this kind of all works. So essentially, this part right here, just looking at my mouse, the first like breadboard right here on my left, essentially that right there is basically just like the base of the actual car, or at least like where the circuitry of that car should be actually at. This right here represents a motor, another motor, and this right here is a little like I guess like little goofy speaker thing that you can like activate when you're like making this thing run. And essentially on the right hand side is basically your, I guess your remote control. And as you can see, this is a wired setup. And you might be asking yourselves, wait a minute, how are you going to make this into a wired setup? And I had an idea where at the time I was doing a networking class where it wasn't, well, it was mostly like focused on like IT, how to like, you know, um, basically fix computers, yada yada yada, set up routers, servers, you know what I mean. And essentially, one of the little project that we did right there was to also make Ethernet cables. So I literally had like like some spare Ethernet cable, and essentially what I did was Ethernet cables, at least like the basic ones, are just copper, and essentially they're all color coded in like a like either like it's red, green, blue, all that stuff with like like a little plastic coating. So essentially the idea was to basically have all this connected using Ethernet cables, which was like, oh wow, I could just, I don't know. At the time, I was like thinking like, okay, let me just have what I have. We didn't really have that many resources. We just had like a box of like Arduino starters electronics, and then that was mostly it. So yeah, so let me just like, let me just start this thing. So essentially, we start the simulation. Nothing really happened because I got to turn it on. So essentially, what's going to happen right here is, let me see if I can try to zoom in. Essentially, when I click on these little buttons, basically there's like a little mechanism. So the first button right here is actually a little bit fun. I'm gonna see if I can raise up the audio on this thing. Yeah, it's already raised up. So essentially, what's gonna happen is it's gonna do like a little like flicker with these little LED lights right here, and it's also gonna do like this, like this little cool music tone that I kind of like just created just like randomly. I was like, okay, let me just have something fun. Let me just do like a high pitch, low pitch, high pitch, low pitch. Like it kind of sounds like a little gambling, like a little like casino slot winner thing. So essentially, when I click on this, you're gonna understand what I mean. Sorry if that was a little too loud, but essentially that was pretty much how that kind of works. Just basically you just click this button and it's like, oh, like a little air horn or something, like a little celebration thing. So that's what that was mostly the purpose of this thing. And by the way, and for the other mechanisms right here, so basically, this right here is a little representing a potentiometer. So basically, the potentiometer controlled the speed of these two motors right here. And basically, I can just like change as much as I want. And essentially, the idea was that you're able to go forward and reverse just by using this button and this button just to control that mechanism. This one controls the left motor, this one controls the right motor, if I can remember. And then this one right here just basically turns on and off your motor. So at the moment, it also tells you your RPM, by the way, which right now it's 0 RPM. And by the way, these were all controlled by using these little modules right here. They were like basically like motor controllers at the time. Pretty easy to use. Not too bad. Maybe I could honestly, I'm thinking about it now. Maybe I could have used like just one. Maybe I gotta revisit that honestly. And also the wiring setup on this thing just looks like a mess compared to like the one that you saw in the final speed and RPM thing. Oh man, I didn't even know that you're able to like like make corners on the wires at that time with using tinkercad. So essentially, when I start this on, so basically when I click on this little button right here, it's gonna start off. Yeah, this one right here. Oh, my bad. That was actually the right motor. So yeah, you can kind of see that it's going at a positive value. It's gonna be at four. Let me see if I can get a good view. Yeah, like about like I don't know, 3,000 RPM or something like that, something insane. Pretty fast. And then basically when I click this little button right here on the little remote controller, boom, it basically goes. Oh, wait, what the? Oops, my bad. Let me see. There we go. Okay, it goes reverse. Yeah, you also got to be a little precise when you're clicking on buttons on Tinkercad. It kind of gets a little annoying sometimes. But essentially, yeah, that's pretty much what it does. It goes reverse. It goes forwards and reverse, however you choose it to be. And yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. And then also the potentiometer, as I said before, it can control how much speed you're basically outputting. So basically, if I like control it, basically I had like a pretty high speed, and then I could just basically just control how much it has. Essentially, let me see if I can try to make it into 0. So if I do this, yeah. So I think the max that it can go is like this right here, negative, yeah, 3,200, yeah, I guess, sorry, negative 32,319, and it'll be positive. If it goes forward, it'll be the same magnitude itself. So essentially, if I try to go a little slower, let me see. Up, and yeah, we just lost like a good, yeah, 2,000 RPM. And wow, it's actually fluctuating too. That's a little nuts. Okay. And then basically I can also make it 0 too if I want to, just by using the potentiometer. But I can also turn it off too. So basically, like if I go at this high speed, basically the only thing I just got to do is basically just press a button, and basically, let me just show you. Press this little button, and then boom, turns into 0 RPM. Easy peasy. And then yeah, and also it does the same that's exact thing for the other motor right here. So basically, I turn this on, and this should turn on the motor right here. Yeah, turns on the motor, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Does the same thing. Now thinking about this, I could have used two potentiometers, one to control the speed on one thing, and the other, and another potentiometer to control the speed on the other motor. And it's the same thing with the reverse. Let me see. Oops. Yeah, again, I really got to be precise with this, and then this whole thing. Again, I could have like formatted this way better. Ooh, what the? It's not. There we go. Now it's working. My bad. And yeah, that's mostly it. Sadly, when I was actually trying to make this in real life, we didn't have I didn't have 4 9-volt batteries, which I think I could have modified the system to maybe economy for like 1 or 2. But yeah, wasn't bad. It was a little bit messy, and I think I might have like spliced some wires together, so maybe that's why it didn't work. The only thing that did work was like the little audio thing, which is kind of fun. Um, Let me see if I can just play it. And it still plays, which is like kind of cool. And by the way, but yeah, I thought it was pretty fun. And also, let me see. Yeah, you can also turn these on at the same time. Just make sure that you're like doing it at the right, like, I guess, like direction, because I can also like change the directions on these things to be like they can basically just be like, in a sense, stopping, but like in a weird way. Let me see if I can try and do this. If I press this, and yeah, ta-da! This one's positive, this one's negative, so it's kind of like, oh, they kind of conflict. But yeah, that's mostly it for this project. I was really happy with this, at least like simulation wise. So definitely no qualms right here. Definitely I could have improved a lot better. Maybe instead of a wire connection, I could have done it like through like, I don't know, like Bluetooth or something. I don't know, something a little bit more realistic instead of like having it all wired. I'm kind of a little awkward. Because I also realized when I was plugging in the Ethernet cable was kind of like thick too. So every time that I try to like, I guess, move it alongside with the remote controller and the main like circuitry of the actual car, it just like the wires would just like fall off. And so I was like, okay, yeah, this was not really practical in a real life setting. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And I hope you guys enjoy that first Arduino project that I did. But yeah, that's it. Take care. Bye. Oh, wait. Oops. I just turned off the simulation. Oops. Sorry about that. Oops. Yeah, that's another video. Okay. Yeah, that was a little awkward. But hey, take care. Bye.